Hello everyone, welcome to Cosine. Today I'm going to show you how you can start from scratch with a fresh project, complete your first project and even share it with your friends. Let's get started. I am already logged in my profile and I'm going to click on projects. From here, I want to create a new project and I'm thinking of building a game, a Sudoku game. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but the rules are pretty simple and we are going to get started very soon with it. I'm going to click on blank project and then I need to give it a name. So let's go with Sudoku game. Perfect. Click on project. And now we are ready to start in our new environment. I'm going to click on new task and here is where you can load Genie with multiple tasks. As I said, I'm building a Sudoku game, so here I'm going to give the instructions of what I want to build. I gave all the instructions I wanted, build a complete responsive Sudoku game for the web using this tag, and then also some other info about how it should look like. And in the end, I have a deploy a preview of the game so I know that I can visually see the result. There are also a few other stuff that you will notice, like the quick or think mode, run on. This means run locally or run on cloud. Currently, I'm on cloud. You can also run it in a CLI session, but we're not going to do that right now. And here you can also define where you want to run this. It can be in the main branch, it can be in a development environment, etc. You also notice here the plus symbol. Here you can insert a file, do a search code or insert a ticket, etc. But in this case, since this is a new project and we are starting fresh, I'm not going to use any of those things. I'm just going to click enter and now I'm going to wait a little bit until our AI system gives us an answer. It has been a few minutes since my app has been building. I think it's almost ready. So let me show you what exactly we are looking at. What is my environment and what I can do with it. You will notice here 3 dots. If I click on it, you have mark as complete, close task or delete task. The first one means task is finished and can be merged. This is really helpful so you know which task is completed and which is not. Close task is no longer relevant or needed, closes any associated pull requests, and delete task permanently delete these tasks and you cannot find it again. So be careful with the last one. I have this indicator here that my task is currently open and here you can check the name of the current task. I can edit the name, rename it, whatever. If I go up here, you will notice these arrows. If I click on it, you can see all my projects. Since you are new here, probably if you click on this up and down arrows, you will not see the same thing that I am seeing, which is my project. And here you have the name of the project. Again, this is yours. And here, this is my name. Again, you will notice these arrows. This is because I belong in some teams. This is the Cosine team, the demo org team. I can create my own team, but here I'm on my personal space, which is my name. And obviously, you will not have Cosine or a demo org because you're new here and maybe you're not in a team. If you are working on a team, if you're working on a company, then it would be nice to add your team members in your team and they can do the same. You can share teams. Here is where I gave my prompt and I can edit my prompt if I click here. And below that, you can see Genie's answer. Let me scroll a little bit so you can see everything that it has been doing for me. And currently it looks like that. On the other side, I have 3 files. When I gave my prompt to Genie, I specifically said that I want index, style, and script. You don't have to specify what you want. If you don't specify, then Genie will build it in whatever she thinks it's better. But for my case, I wanted to specify that. On the other side, you will notice a few things here. I will click on the first one, which is search files, I have Sudoku, index style, and script, and I can search again on these files. I can see what they include, etc. Then I have here the PR. I'm not going to use this right now. I have the source control, the search, the preview, which is something that we are going to use in a bit, the tickets, which is something really, really helpful, especially if you are working on a big team, the workflows, and last but not least, you have the settings. If you want to close any of those panels that we just opened, you can just click on it again and they will close, and then you're back to your original environment. If you want to open it again, you can click some of these buttons depending on what you want. Okay, and now we are back with our full project. Let's see what Genie has done. Random valid Sudoku board generation for 3 difficulty levels, direct input in blank cells, numeric keypad on mobile, and keyboard navigation with arrow keys, highlighting on the selected cells row, real-time conflict detection with red highlighting for duplicates, that's really cool, new game, check solution and solve puzzle buttons, timer and moves counter, responsive layout and mobile friendly. Yes, that's cool. That's what we wanted. And now it has some directions on how we can run it locally. And a final question, would you like any enhancements such as notes, pencil marks, hint system, or undo redo? Before I do any of those things and any of those suggestions, let's actually check what Cosine has done for us. To do that, I'm going to click here on the preview button and I got my game. Okay, that's really cool. Let's see what we have here once again. I have the difficulty, medium, new game, check solution, solve puzzle, timer, moves, and in the end, I have share and promote. But before we go into this, let's click on this button. I want to make it easy. I want a new game. I don't want to check the solution. And I don't want to solve the problem. Let's start playing this a little bit. One. Okay, let's say that, for example, I can have here 1. Okay, that's cool. And now let's say that I can't solve this game anymore, so I will click on solve puzzle. Yes, we got that. Obviously now if I check the solution, everything should be correctly. And yes, correct, completed in just 21 seconds and 1 move. That's not possible, but okay. Maybe something that I could fix is actually that if I have clicked on solve a puzzle, then the check solution shouldn't be able to be clicked. And let's fix that. And after that, I'm going to show you what is command and share and promote. Let's go back to Genie. You can ask Genie many times, whatever you want, until you have the result that you truly want. Don't be afraid to ask as many questions as you want. And you know what? Actually, I'm not going to type it. I'm going to speak to type because I'm recording. I hope that my voice is still clearly. Let's fix something. If the user clicks on solve puzzle, then the button check solution shouldn't be enabled. Okay, let's see how this is going to look like. Genie gave us an answer and let's check it. I'm going to click again on preview. And just a small tip here, if you feel that something is not working as you would expect it to work, click refresh and this usually solves the problem. Okay, I'm going to click on solve puzzle. Perfect. And this time if I check solution, it doesn't really work, but I'm going to click to refresh this very, very quickly. And I'm going to click on preview again. Let's solve this puzzle and let's click on check solution. Yes, this time I didn't see that message that says, okay, now this is solved. Perfect. I am done. This is what I wanted to do. Let's click on new game. Okay, cool. Now, if I want to complete this task, which is something up to you, but if I wanted to complete this project and even share it with my friends, I could first of all click here on share and promote, and now I get this URL that I can share with my friends. And the comment here is when you want to comment on something specifically in your project. For example, if I click Now here I can say make this button, I don't know, in a green color or something like that. I'm not currently interested in that, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm going back to my previous point of completing this project, and here you have the source control. I'm already connected to GitHub. I'm going to click on the PR, and now I can merge it. And this time I see that this changed to completed. I can also publish my project. I will click on View Project on GitHub. And just like that, I am here on my GitHub profile and I can see everything, index, script, style, etc. And as you see here, it says my name and Cosine Genie. We did this together after all. That was it. We've done that inside the project in one task. If you want, you can have multiple tasks. Let's see that. I'm going to click on my project name once again. And here on the state, I have one completed task, which is what we were working. And then I can create also a new task. I can filter the tasks if I have multiple, etc. Now, if you want to create a new task, you can click here and start fresh. This task will belong to your Sudoku game. Since this is a new task, again, you can start fresh and ask whatever you want. This task is only connected to this project. You cannot have a task without a project. You can also name your task here. That was it. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you have a clear picture on how you can start fresh with a new project, create a few tasks, share there with your friends or upload them on GitHub. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Thank you for watching.